people coming in, so as they come in, just make sure you help them find a seat. You guys, ladies, there's seats down here. There's seats over here, back there. Mr. Bernard, you know, we talk to each other when you're not around. Oh. And we talk sometimes specifically about individuals, but a lot of times we talk about you as a group. And I know sometimes it doesn't feel like we care about you, but we do, and we want you to succeed at whatever you want to succeed. I've told my own sons before, I don't care what you do with your life as long as you're using it to serve others, to do some good out there in the world. If that's flipping hamburgers at McDonald's and you like to do that and it makes you happy, but there's a condition to that, but open your opportunities for yourself through an education so that whatever you want to do, you will not be limited in your choices. So if my son goes to college and he finds a good job, he's making lots of money, and at some point in his life he goes, you know what? I need a job with a little less stress, I think I'm going to go work somewhere else. But he's doing it and he's living his passion. Listen to me. Find your passion and do it for a living. You need to find your passion. But sometimes what your teachers and I are afraid of is that you sometimes let the obstacles and those challenges that the world throws at you stop you from reaching your passion. So I went on the internet and I Googled, and I found a gentleman who's actually done just that. He had a passion for something, he set a goal for himself, and he achieved it. And I have brought him here to talk to you today about that, especially since a lot of you are going to be leaving us at the end of this year. Seniors, raise your hands. So, I need you to pay attention because you're going to go out there and sometimes you're going to get discouraged, and I want you to remember. So, it is with great pleasure that I introduce to you beach volleyball gold medalist, Dain Blanton.
Let's give Ms. Schlumer a hand. I knew I messed it up, right? She made this happen. You know, we've been planning this for quite some time for me to come out, and I'm excited to be out here. I drove out from LA just last night, about a 3-hour drive. I was like, can I fly out here? And she's like, oh, you can fly to Arizona or Palm Springs and then rent a car. So I said, why not just drive straight? So it was an easy drive and got out here. I'm excited to be out here for today and tomorrow. And remember, if you guys see me on campus for the next 2 days, come up and talk to me. I'm out here for you guys. And that's what it's all about. I won the gold medal in the 2000 Olympics in beach volleyball, and I know that kind of dates me because you guys were probably born in what, 96, 97, okay, something like that. But instead of explaining, I brought a video for you guys, so let's watch this video first, and it'll give you a little background about myself, all right? So, check it out.
not for 2 weeks, not for 2 years, but perhaps for a lifetime to get to this moment, to play for an Olympic gold medal.
The energy that's created at a beach volleyball venue is unbelievable, and it's hard for other sports to compete against that. It's such a unique setting. I mean, you're outside, you're at the beach, it's a lifestyle thing, so I think that's why it was very attractive and everyone wanted to get out to volleyball.
It's just a matter of going down there and having 10,000 fans cheering as Dain and I became more and more on fire. The crowd started to back us up and wanting us to win, and we just kind of fed off their energy.
Brothers sleep the night before opens just to get a good seat. All of a sudden he finds himself center court at Bondi.
We both knew that if we can get one game, and if it was the first game, that we had a very good chance of winning.
And right there was a big turning point. I could see the pressure on their faces, and they tightened up a little bit, and me and Eric got even more loose and started to play more of our game. So that first set was very important.
Shake by Fenoy. A runner. Hit the tee. Samarco. Over his head. Oh, straight side outs. Fenoy Moana. Off the ball. It's a 1-9.
It wasn't bad. I mean, you're playing the best team in the world. They've had a great 2 years, and they won a ton of tournaments, and they beat us 4 times. And it was like 2 heavyweights going at it because no one wanted to give up points.
Dain Blanton, Eric Fenoy Moana trying to become the latest American heroes. 10,000 people at Bondi go to play. Fenoy to block. The Americans win the gold medal. Dain Blanton, Eric Fenoy Moana had no business being at center court on the final day of the Olympic beach volleyball tournament, and now they own it.
All right. So that was the finals against Brazil in the 2000 Olympics. To give you a little history about myself, but I started off. I'm from Orange County in Southern California. You guys been to Orange County? Yeah. How many seniors in here? How about you make some noise? How many seniors? How about the juniors? I know the juniors got a little more power on that. We'll give you another chance a little later. Seniors? Juniors? All right, you guys. Like I said, I'm from Orange County originally, and my family's from New York, and they moved out right before I was born. And I had 2 older brothers. I lost my father when I was 6, so my mom had to raise the 3 boys. And no one in my family had gone to college up to that point. So I was in the 6th grade, and I loved playing all the sports that I could. My older brothers played sports as well, and they got into volleyball. Do you guys have a boys volleyball team out here? No. But I hear the girls volleyball team's good, right? I didn't hear that, but I won't ask what you said. So anyways, most schools in the United States have girls volleyball and they don't have boys volleyball. But in Southern California, boys volleyball is huge. And my brother started playing when he was about 7th, 8th grade. Then when I got to the 5th, 6th grade, I started playing because I wanted to be like my older brother. You guys have older brothers and sisters? You want to be like them? You want to be opposite? Fortunately, for me, I actually looked up to my older brother. I wanted to be like him, so I started playing volleyball. And I had a teacher come up to me and tell me, he goes, Dain, if you can keep your grades up, you'll be able to write your own ticket to wherever you want to go. And I was in the 6th grade, so I didn't know what he was talking about, really. So when I got to the 8th grade, my brother was a senior in high school. And I was playing volleyball and basketball and all the sports I could play. And he was being recruited by some of the best volleyball schools in Southern California. Those schools being like UCLA, Pepperdine, USC, Santa Barbara, UC Irvine. Have you guys heard of some of these schools? Yeah. So he was being recruited by these schools. I was in the 8th grade, he was a senior, he was getting ready to go to this, one of these prestigious colleges and be one of the best volleyball players in the nation. So the summer came, and then the summer went. I started my freshman year in high school. He started his freshman year in college, but he started at a smaller school. So he didn't go to any of these bigger schools. And so I was confused because I was like, why didn't he go to one of these schools that recruited him? And so I asked my mom, like, why didn't he go? He's at a junior college now, and he didn't take any of these scholarship offers. And she said, well, he didn't keep his grades up, and he needs to replace a couple grades. And so I was like, well, can't they overlook it and push him through or make it happen for him? And she's like, no, he has to take summer school, and now he's got to go to junior college and try to raise those grades. So he had a complete full scholarship offer, but his grades weren't good enough. So I thought to myself, I better get my grades up, because I wasn't a great student when I got to my freshman year. And so I got tutors, I got help, and I got to the point to where I started to raise my grade, because I knew if I wanted to go to college that I would have to have good grades. It didn't matter how good I was in terms of a volleyball or basketball player. So the craziest thing, after 4 years of high school, I got to be a senior. Some of the same exact coaches came to my house that had recruited my brother, and they offered me a scholarship. But just like that teacher in the 6th grade, now I had the grades up there. So it was my choice. I got to pick whatever school. It was the same schools, USC, UCLA, UC Irvine, Pepperdine, all these great schools. And have you guys heard of Pepperdine? Yeah, a lot of people haven't heard of that. It's a small school. Do you guys know what it is? Malibu, exactly. So this right here, it says, the choices that you make today will determine who you become tomorrow. You guys heard that before? Yeah. In other words, you probably heard it some way or another, someone telling you that. And so I knew I had to make those choices in high school to get the grades up in order to head to college. Who in here is going to college? I know you seniors are right at the door. Yeah? What college? Do you already know? Pomona? What else? What other schools you guys going to? Who else? Raise your hand. Who's going to school? Let's see, where are you going? Cal State Long Beach. Okay. So why are we going to school? Why are we headed to school? Most of us are going to school so we open up our options and our opportunities, right? So we have more opportunity as we grow up and as we get out of high school. So I knew that I needed to make that choice, and you guys are making a choice right now. I know some of you will go to school, some won't. Your juniors, you have a little more time. If you don't have the grades you want, you have to raise them up. But I ended up going to a school called Pepperdine University. So, can you guys read this? Okay, it says increase your value by getting an education. So, check this chart out right here. Jobs requiring a college degree, 28%. Jobs not requiring a college degree, 72%. Is that accurate for what you've been told? No. Okay, so when do you think that was? When do you think it was? Take a guess. When do you think those stats are from? Anyone? Raise your hand. 20 years ago, so 94? Okay, who else has a guess? The 70s, you're absolutely right. So check it out. This was, what did you say, 72? 74. So this is in 1973, you guys. Okay, so let's fast forward. Check this out. Fast forward to this graph. It's a bit different, right? Are you paying attention now? 65% of the jobs out there are going to require a college degree. 35% do not. Who wants to guess when that is? Raise your hand. Who's got an answer? I didn't see one hand go up. Okay. 2000 when? 2009? No, so you guys are, what, the class of 2014, 2015? Okay, so check this out. When you go to school, that'll be 4 years on top, so some of you will graduate in 2019. These are projections for 2022. Okay, so those are the projected numbers of how it'll look when you get out there. So this is Pepperdine right here. Pretty cool spot, huh? I ended up picking Pepperdine University because it was a small school. I wanted to go to small school, good academics, good volleyball team, but it had this coach there who coached volleyball who just won the Olympic gold medal for the indoor team for the United States, and he was the best coach basically in the United States. So I really wanted to surround myself with someone who had done it, someone who was already successful. That's him on the right. And the reason I put this picture up is you guys to emphasize how important it is to surround yourself with people that are going to elevate you to that next level. How many of you guys have friends that hold you back? How many of you are sitting right next to them? I saw you guys point to one another. So we all have friends. Some of them are elevating us a little higher than others. Some hold us back a little bit. But nonetheless, it's so important to surround yourself with people that are successful, that are winning. So when I got to college, I said to myself, I'm going to make the most of this because I have complete control. I have complete control of what I'm going to do here. I'm getting a full scholarship that at the time was, I think, $25,000 a year. There's no way my family could have afforded going there. A single parent, never gone to college. My mom didn't know, what college was all about. She was actually a nurse, and she went into more vocational training, but didn't have that college degree. How many of you guys in here have parents that went to college by a show of hands? How many parents that didn't go? And if you go to college, you'll be the first one. Wow. Shh. So for you guys that are the first one, you're blazing a new trail, which is exciting because you have this opportunity to break the cycle and go out and change things and really see the world in different ways than possibly that your parents did. But sometimes it's difficult. Did any of you guys have parents that don't think you should go to school and you should stay home? No? That's good. Only a few hands there. But I think right now you guys, of course, live at home, most of you. Everyone's from a different starting point. But as the years go by, it's going to become your full responsibility of what you guys are doing. The choices that you make will start to add up slowly. So once I got to college, I wanted to get through. I got a degree in public relations. I got my teaching credential. We won a national championship in volleyball under this coach. And then I ended up graduating and I wanted to get out on the beach as fast as I could to play professional beach volleyball. Have any of you guys seen beach volleyball in the Olympics? Yeah? Can any of you name any player? Dahlhauser. Yeah, he won in 2008. Who else? Me? Okay. Anybody else? You guys don't know the really famous women's team? Yeah, Yeah, Misty May, and do you know her partner? Carrie Walsh is her partner. They won the 2004 Olympics, the 2008 Olympics, and the 2012 Olympics. So they have 3 gold medals, if you can believe it. Shh. So, Misty May, Carrie Walsh, 3 gold medals. Myself, I ended up winning 1 medal. But when I graduated high school, the Olympics didn't even have beach volleyball, so I didn't even think it was possible. I always wanted to go to the Olympics, but I knew if I played beach volleyball, I couldn't go. But when I graduated, it actually became an Olympic sport. Did you guys watch the Olympics in 2012? Yeah? I was so excited when it became an Olympic sport, and I was like, I'm going to get out there, I'm going to make the Olympic team. And the first time I tried out, I got killed. I didn't even come close in the trials. And so I set my goal to make the 2000 Olympic Games. And this was back in 1996 at the time, and I had never even won a beach volleyball tournament at a professional level. So I set that goal to make the 2000 team, but I said to myself, how can I make the Olympic team if I can't even win a tournament? So what I started doing is focusing on winning a professional tournament. That's what you do with certain goals. You have to break them down into smaller things that you can accomplish on a day-to-day basis or in the near future. I couldn't win an Olympic gold medal back in 1997. The Olympics weren't going to happen for 3 years. All I could do was continue to get better and to improve. And when I got out on the beach volleyball court, the number one thing someone told me a tip when I was younger, they said, if you're practicing and you're the best player on the court, then you need to find another court. Because you need to surround yourself with people that are better than you, they'll pull you up. If you surround yourself with people that are going to pull you down and that are not working as hard, you're going to be in a tough situation. So I got a practice once a week with the best player in the world. I got to play with this guy. His name was Karch Karai. And maybe some of you older teachers know. Have you ever heard of that name? Anyone? Okay, Karch. They're just afraid to say it. So listen, you guys. This guy, Karch Karai, won the '84 Olympics. He won the '88 Olympics, and he won the '96 Olympics. He's a 3-time gold medalist. And I got the opportunity to play once a week in practice with this guy. Him and his partner. And every week for my partner and myself, it was like playing in the championship because we were playing such a good team. For them, it was like we were just like practice, like scrimmage dummies or second team guys. How many athletes do we have here? You know, sometimes the first team just needs to play the second team, that you just need bodies on the other side, right? And so that's what we were. We were like the bodies on the other side. But for us, it was like the championship. So we were like every Wednesday, play as hard as we could. And the weeks went by, and then finally, in that season, we got into the finals for the first time into this tournament. And by getting in the finals, we were so excited, possibly win my first event. And guess who we play in the finals? We play this guy, Karch Karai, Ken Steffes, the guys who won the '96 Olympic gold medal, the guys that we were practicing with every week. We end up facing them in the finals. And we're crushing them. We're up 13-8 in a game to 15. And then they start to chip away and they start to come back. And all of a sudden, it's tied at 13. And then they ended up winning 16-14. So we're furious, right? We lost, but we made it to the finals for the first time. And so we're thinking next week we're gonna practice more, work harder, get better. So Monday comes around and the phone doesn't ring. Tuesday comes around, the phone doesn't ring. And we never got to practice with them again because they were like, we're not gonna practice with you guys. You guys have gotten too good. We don't want to play against you guys during the week if we're gonna be playing you for thousands of dollars in the championship on the weekend. So we had to go and get other practice guys, but the point of the story is we continued to get better by playing with the best. And that goes for all facets of life. If you surround yourself with people that are where you want to be, that's the easiest way to get to that level. That's my partner, who even has a more difficult name than Mrs. Schlehuber. Yeah, that's good, huh? So Eric Fenoy Moana is my partner's name. Yeah, right? I can do Schlehuber. So Eric was a really cool guy. He actually, where's Eric at? The cool thing about Eric, that's him on the left, is that we shared common values. We worked hard. I never had to worry about him being ready to go. When I got on the court, he was ready to go. I don't care what he did the night before or the day before. I knew he was in the gym working out, training, and we were on the same page. So we set our sights on making it to the Olympics in 2000. And it was a 2-year process to qualify for the Olympics. And during those 2 years, you could play in as many tournaments as you wanted, but only the top 8 finishes would count for your Olympic qualification. It came to the very last tournament, 35 days before the Olympics, and we still weren't qualified. And we ended up qualifying in that last event and making it to the 2000 Olympics. Does anyone know where the 2000 Olympics were? Australia. Sydney. So once I made it to the Olympics, that was our goal, right? I told you that earlier. Our goal was to make it to the Olympic Games. And we made it to the Olympic Games. What do you think we did? You think we just partied for 2 weeks? No? What if I said yes? What do you think we did? We trained? Trained. Well, what we did is we set another goal. Our new goal after we made the Olympics was, let's bring home some jewelry, we always said to each other. And we didn't care what it was. We wanted a bronze, a silver, a gold. We didn't care what color the medal. We wanted a medal. You guys seen the medal count when you watch the Olympics? Where every country has a certain amount? We just wanted to contribute one of those medals. So we said to ourselves, let's not just go down there, let's make a difference when we go down there. Let's do something different. And what's that? Now that's what I like to hear. Some fire in the crowd. We go down to Australia, and how many athletes in here again? Raise your hand. How many of you had a game before where you're facing probably the best team and no one really believes in you? But no one believes in you, right? What's the name of the other school? Raleigh, is that the rival? So, that's how the Olympics were for us. That's how the Olympics were for us. We didn't have a great year. We were going down there. Most of the people were like, you know what, take your camera, take lots of pictures, have a good time, and enjoy yourself. But no one had much confidence in us doing anything. So that kind of put a chip on our shoulder, right? Because we wanted to prove them wrong. Whenever people don't want you to do well, or don't expect you to do well, you want to prove them wrong. So we were like, okay, you guys don't think we're going to do well, we'll show you. So we go down, this is a picture of the opening ceremonies. Have you guys seen those opening ceremonies before? It's pretty long, right? So those are the athletes going in the tunnel in that bottom right picture, and that's me obviously on the field, but it's the coolest thing because there's 120,000 people screaming and yelling and just celebrating the fact that all these countries are coming together. This here is Sydney, Australia on the upper left, and then on the bottom right is Athens, Greece, which I went to 4 years later to compete again to represent the United States. So we got down there, and this is an overview. Has anyone been to Australia? No. Yeah, it's a long ways away, and I had never been until I made it to the Olympics. But this is the arena that they built, a 10,000 seat arena on Bondi Beach. So we get down there and we play a team from Germany first, okay? This team from Germany, we beat them 15-7. Then we moved on and we played a team from Norway and just beat them 15-13. That put us in the third round, okay? Then we played a team from the United States, the other American team, and we beat them 15-3. Okay? Crushed them, right? Big rivalry. Then we beat Portugal, and then we ended up playing a team from Brazil in the final. We have Brazilians in here? Wow. Brazil, always bringing the fire, right? Brazil, such a great team in soccer and volleyball. Those are their sports. So Brazil was ranked #1 going into the Olympics. We were ranked #9, okay? No one expected us to do anything. We were ranked 9, they're ranked #1. We played Brazil 4 times. How many times do you think we beat them? 3? Wow, I like your confidence. 0, you're right. 0. We lost every single time that we played Brazil that year. So they were complacent. They were like, we're going to kick these guys' butt. You know, we don't even have to play. And we're in the final, so we're thinking to ourselves, we've already achieved that goal of what? Bringing home some jewelry, right? We're in the final, so we're assured a silver medal. So we go down the beach, and Eric and I talk on the way down there, and we're like, we could sleep in today, and we get a silver medal, right? So let's go down there and do something different. Let's bring home a gold. Let's leave it all on the line. And we're playing this team, and it was a 2 out of 3 match, and we knew if we could win that first set, it would put a lot of pressure on them. And they were up in that first set, 11-8, I remember, and we were playing to 12. It was a really weird format. We were only playing to 12 points. They had 11, we had 8. We fought our way back. We won that first set, put all the pressure on them, and then they started to tighten up, and they started to kind of panic because they'd never been in this situation. So in the biggest match of their career, they start to panic, where we are just starting to focus on doing our best. And when we went into this Olympics, all we thought about was winning each and every point, 1 point at a time. Not the whole Olympics in one day. You can't win the Olympics on the first day, but you can lose it. We played 1 point at a time, and you saw when Eric tackled me that I was completely in shock, like there was no more points to play, that it was all over. But in that second set, we put the pressure on them, and it came down to the point till we were up 11-9, and then this is the final point, which you guys saw earlier.
10,000 people at Bondi, go quiet. On the floor, the Americans win the gold medal!
So did you hear what the commentator just said? Yeah. Did anyone hear? What did it? Exactly. Good, you got good attention over here. I like that. So the commentator, what he said these guys had no business being on center court, and now they own it. So that was the consensus, that we didn't even really belong there. And we basically end up having the biggest upset in volleyball history because no one thought we could pull that off. So we pulled that off. But I want to go back to the semifinals before that, when we were facing a team from Portugal, and it was 10-10 after playing for an hour, and then we hit a ball.